Hot Cross Bunny by Christina Butler and Gavin Scott. It was a bright, crisp morning. Wee! Squeaked little Daisy Rabbit doing big bunny hops through the woods. Look at the buds on the trees, cried Mummy Rabbit. And the new shoots growing, said Daddy Rabbit. Mummy Rabbit was very excited when they got home. Spring is just round the corner, she sang. What is spring? Asked Daisy, frowning. Birds singing, flowers everywhere, replied Mummy Rabbit dreamily. Playing in the stream, cried Archie and Sam. We won't be needing these, smiled Mummy Rabbit, hanging up her woolly hat and scarf. Can I have your hat, please, Daisy? Oh no, Mummy, said Daisy. Granny made it for me and it's my very favourite. You can't wear a woolly hat in spring, laughed Sam. Wear it as long as you like, Daisy, said Mummy Rabbit gently, but you might get tired of it. Never, replied Daisy, shaking her head. I shall never take my hat off, Daisy muttered as she ate her supper. I shall wear my hat forever, she gurgled in the bath. Forever and ever and ever, she murmured as she snuggled up and drifted off to sleep. The next day, Daisy was playing ball in the garden when she saw 3 primroses under the hedge. Oh no, she gasped. What are you doing here? We don't want spring in our garden. And she picked the primroses and she popped them in the dustbin. Later in the week, Daisy went to fly her kite. Suddenly, a chirpy sparrow began to sing. Some blackbirds and a thrush joined in. Get away, you birds, cried Daisy, waving her arms in the air. Shoo, shoo, and take spring with you. But a few days later, the garden was filled with birds and flowers. Spring was everywhere. Isn't spring wonderful? Smiled Mummy Rabbit. No, shouted Daisy, as cross as could be. I don't want spring. I'm wearing my hat forever, shouted Daisy. Then one very sunny day, Granny called by. Anyone at home? She asked cheerily. I thought we might have a picnic. Yippee! Granny's here, cried Daisy. Why don't you take your hat off, Daisy, said Mummy Rabbit before they set off. You'll be too hot. No, thank you, Daisy replied, chasing after her brothers. Race you to the stream, squeaked Daisy, running through the wood. She jumped in, splosh, and Archie and Sam followed, splush, splish, splash. They paddled up and down. Daddy Rabbit found a sunny spot for the picnic, and after a while, everyone sat down. But as Daisy nibbled her dandelion salad and her woolly hat began to itch, and by the time she had her strawberry jelly, she was feeling very hot and rather fed up. What a hot cross bunny you look, said Granny. Take your hat off, dear. I can't. You made it for me, Granny. It's my very favourite, sobbed Daisy. Oh, Daisy, Granny smiled, giving her a big hug. We'll keep your hat safe until the cold weather comes again. And she whispered, I've just had a good idea. We're off for a walk, Granny said in a loud voice. We won't be long. And off they went into the wood. When they came back, Daisy was wearing a hat made of feathers. "It's my spring hat," she cried. "Brilliant," chuckled Archie and Sam. "Clever, Granny," smiled Mummy. And Daisy laughed as she skipped and twirled in her new, very favourite hat. The end.